Are we there? Yes, there we are. Good evening. Hello,
I
Martin.
was already hands in the air because I just don't care.
I just don't care.
Oh, what is that T-shirt? What have you got on there?
It's from the Black Rock Festival.
Ah, nice.
Very cool.
Very good.
Very cool. That was a couple of, I don't even know when anymore.
Can't
I know
remember
it was
what day
sometime
it
this
is.
year.
All we know is it's Monday because it's
only-
called New
you know
Music
what?
Mondays.
That's
So
it. That's the
that
one
bit
thing
we've
I
got.
have in my life.
Yeah.
I know it's a Monday because it's
Yeah.
New Music Monday.
But we don't even know what time it is really because we've done a stupid change again into the dark depths of winter are fast approaching. So we've decided it's a nice thing if we just change the clocks just to confuse everyone
So this is our
and
first
keep
one
you
at 8
guys
PM,
in
isn't it?
South
This is our
Africa
first one
up
at 8
late.
PM.
Is our first one at 8 p.m.?
It
Well,
is.
no.
Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody on
Not
Instagram
first
as
ever
well.
one at 8 p.m. It's our first one this
No,
year.
it's the
at
first
8
one this year at 8 p.m. No, that's not the first
That's
one
not
this
even
year.
true, is it? No.
Yeah. It's the first one since the last one that we did back then. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
First one
It's
since
the,
the
it's
last
the
one that we
first
did
one
back then.
since the last one. Yeah.
Anyway, so if you missed us last week, apologies. As you know, it was Halloween and we had Blood Honey live in studio. So if you haven't checked it out yet, please do so. It was an amazing performance by the band live in Discover TV Studios here in Johannesburg. Had great fun with that, and the guys joined us in studio. We were meant to go with a interview section with them beforehand, but everything just ran late. Makeup and things, and it was just sound checks.
This live stuff
It's live
takes
stuff,
a bit
man.
of logistical organisation, doesn't it?
Yeah, so like literally 2 minutes to go and like, oh shit, I forgot to phone Martin.
Oh, that's good. I'm looking forward to doing this little chat before the live show.
What's
Ghost-
thanks to Heineken Zero?
Ghosted.
Have you got yours there?
Yeah. Thanks very much to Heineken's. Okay.
Martin, I can tell there's an Heineken Zero bottle.
I ran out. Sorry.
You know what? That's actually a legitimate problem in South Africa.
Oh, really?
We keep running out of Heineken Zeros.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a serious problem.
I quite like
what to
this
do
one,
about
but I do prefer Heineken Zero. So, sorry.
And tequila is another thing we keep running out of.
Tequila. Well,
Tequila and Heineken Zeros.
That's
Gold
not good
tequila
for you.
specifically
That's your
is-
life.
I know. Gold tequila specifically.
Wow.
And I'm like, what? The heck
Not
is
good at
going
all.
on
Anyway,
here?
cheers everyone, and Heineken Zero. If you'd like to sponsor Discover TV UK to the same degree as your Discover TV South Africa, I'd be delighted to hear from you.
Yes, there you go.
All I'm saying.
can only ask.
I have a location here where I can present on a Monday evening to the world the wonders of Heineken Zero. I also have a large studio up the road where we can happily promote the benefits of alcohol-free living
We
to
actually-
our guests.
We decided to shoot a bit of a pilot for Heineken Zero. Well, if
yeah.
they're listening to this, they'll know it now. Called Ground Zero. We're going to be showcasing up-and-coming DJs.
Nice.
Ground Zero, so starting from the ground.
Good
up,
idea. Hey, that's good because we're doing a DJ set at the studio soon. So there you go. We could bring that on board.
There you go.
That-
It's
that-
very
that-
much based on, and I'll send you a link to it. One. There's this guy that travels the world with literally a Pioneer DDJ 400.
Yeah.
And he just does DJ sets in these weird, wonderful locations. And it's a one-camera shoot. It's nice and simple, and it works really, really well. And people love this stuff.
Sounds splendid.
So yeah. And as you know, we also had this weekend Park Live Festival that took place in Johannesburg at Marks Park, headlined by. Do you remember Amistad?
We spoke about that a couple of weeks ago when they were on because we did a shoot with Amistad in London.
Yes.
And I'd interviewed them for a radio show that I was doing, Connection, because the guys are they're based in Australia, but I think they were originally from Czech Republic.
Yes, that's correct, because they were friends with Maria.
That's right, yeah. So yeah, great guys,
So
fantastic.
they performed live at Park Live this weekend alongside
Nice.
Jeremy Loops, Prime Circle, Just Ginger, and both our guests on tonight who performed on the Discover TV stage,
Fantastic.
which we had at Park Live, which was a great fun. With the rain managed to stay away
Awesome.
because we had 87% chance of rain this weekend.
Well, you're
and
sort
we
of
landed up
grateful for
having
the
none.
rain, aren't you? Last time we spoke, you just broken the drought, I think, last time
Yeah,
we spoke.
pretty much. We
We
were
had
down to like 10%
thunder and,
reservoirs.
Thunder and lightning going on last time we
The
did a
whole
show.
place went chaotic. Absolutely chaotic, which was great fun. But yeah, so there we were. And we had a great festival. And then straight after that, I went to the Kunye Dance Festival in Johannesburg as well. 3,500, 4,000 people, both of about 3,500, 4,000 people. Great fun. And now I'm exhausted.
Brilliant stuff.
I want to go and lie in my bed and go.
Brilliant stuff. I was
If
down.
I fall asleep at the microphone, I apologize.
we'll just. No, wait a minute. I need to go that way. We'll just poke you. Distantly poke you. I was down at St Pancras Old Church near King's Cross in London for a live event with Roxanne Sebastian.
How was that?
Thursday. So good. Did such a. I mean, it is like it's one of those sort of magical performances. Had a string backing section. She had one of our old friends, Zoe Cones from. You may remember, I was also a member of Cat Bear. Zoe was backing her up as well as a special guest, doing backing vocals and guitar parts, playing the Bernard Butler role basically from the album. But yeah, it's a fantastic setting, and it was a great show, and it was all recorded as well for a live album, so you will be able to purchase that at some point next month. I think it's coming out December.
Something else I want to mention. I've gone blank now. Oh, what's my screen doing? Hello.
You've got
the blue thing.
It's quite interesting. You're kind of it's interesting because the background's quite good, but your ears have sort of disappeared.
Yeah, my headphones have disappeared. I have no ears anymore.
It's slightly odd.
What was I going to say now? Oh God, it was something to do with what you were talking about.
I was talking about Roxanne Sebastian and live shows and Zoe Cones and Cat Bear. Oh, do you know who Cat Bear have just been booked to support the Subways next year on their tour?
Oh, we're talking about the bands because Howard Jones, she was supporting Howard Jones, and that made me
just
think of
finished.
Duran Duran, who were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
That's right.
Alongside Pat Benatar and Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton, that's right.
Yeah, and actually the band that we actually have on next week or the week after have done an incredible cover of Jolene by Dolly Parton, which we'll be playing in a couple of weeks' time, which is quite cool.
Oh, I think I've seen the press release about that one. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I think I got that from is it Devo? Is that Devo sent that one out?
From Devo. Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, I think I've seen that. Yeah, very interesting. Sad to hear about Andy Taylor. I didn't know he was suffering so badly. And he's in stage 4 cancer. That's why he wasn't at the show last night.
Unfortunately, we lost one of our radio presenters of a generation, Jeremy Mansfield, last week. Passed away from cancer as well. Very, very sad, and our love and thought go out to his family. Renowned. I mean, I remember hearing him most of my life. Phenomenal, and only at 59. Wow, that's pretty sad. But yeah,
I've got a little bit of a sort of trivia style question for you.
Give it to me, Martin. Give it to me.
I've been thinking about this a lot, and I keep wanting to raise it with you because I was pleased that I discovered. Look, I thought I'd lost these, and I discovered them. I thought they were gone.
Oh, Martin,
these
nice
are
work.
These are all the originals.
Wow.
Bought when they came out. These are all the originals bought when they came out, right? So, and I thought I'd had the other ones, but these first 4, I was like, what the hell have I done with them? And I found them. So I'm delighted.
Well,
but I just wanted to say,
them.
so here's a little bit of it's a question for you. I just want to know what you think of these. So I've just shown that's the covers for the first 4 Depeche Mode albums for anyone who didn't appreciate what that was. And I think I said to you recently, I bought this one on vinyl.
Yes, you did.
I wanted to have this on vinyl.
Absolutely.
And the thing that occurred to me was, if you can see that in the shot, there's Depeche Mode, Songs of Faith and Devotion.
Yeah.
What is different about this album cover?
What do you mean?
What's different about it? For all the other Depeche Mode album covers.
It's the only album cover that has the members of the band on the cover.
And when I was looking at it, I thought...
I remember that because I remember...
And I thought, is that the only one? And I checked through them all and went, it is. It's the only one.
No. It's not the only. It's the only one of the actual albums except for the singles collection.
Oh, the singles collection, okay.
Yeah. And compilations.
All of the official studio
original
albums,
yes. Yeah. Although 101, I suppose, is classified as a studio album.
But it's a lot from live, isn't it?
It's
the only one of their official studio albums that actually has the members of the band pictured on the cover. Every single other cover they're not on it. Not even on the back. There's not like some albums you've got a cover and then you've got the members on the back. No, not on a single one of them. That's the only one that has any pictorial version of the band on it. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting.
It's got time to savvy here quickly.
Maybe only interesting for us, but I thought it was it. The other interesting thing about that Songs in Faith of Devotion album is it's a repress, and it's got a sort of thing inside it from Daniel Miller, just describing what a shit show it was making that album, which I thought was quite interesting.
There's a Mute book of all the albums that have been released through Mute, which is actually a really interesting read. I must bring it around to show you at some point. But all this leads up to next year, ladies and gentlemen, where Martin and I will finally get to meet after 2.5 years, however long it has been, we actually are going to get to meet live in person at a Depeche Mode concert.
I was going to say, and how right is it that it's a Depeche Mode concert that finally brings us together?
I know.
That seems pretty appropriate.
So we will be going to London and celebrating Depeche Mode's brand new album, which I actually have. If you've seen, I've got a new tattoo. I don't know if you saw it. And inscribed on the tattoo here is Memento Mori.
Memento Mori.
So yes, very chuffed about that. Yes, nice Depeche Mode live in London, 17th of June. I will be there. Can't wait. So excited about that. So excited about it. All right, but let's get on to tonight, because tonight's what it's all about, which is new music. And one of my favorite friends in the world, one of the most talented musicians in the world, and just a generally nice guy.
And a friend of the show.
And a friend of the show, and a friend of Discover TV in every possible way.
One of the few artists who's actually co-presented one of these gigs.
That's true. Absolutely true. So should we get him online? Because he's right here. Let's do this. Ross Harding, ladies and gentlemen.
That was whistling and cheering in the background. It was a bit lackluster. It needs one of them instead. That's better.
Hello, Rossi.
Hello.
Hello, Martin.
Hey, how is it?
You're frozen
it is well.
in time.
How was yours?
You're frozen in time. There you go. You're back here and there, but generally frozen in time.
So even if you stay frozen there, it's a slightly better image than we had a second ago. There we go.
Yeah. We had the arm image just a couple of seconds ago.
Actually, just my left and right is the wrong way around on the screen now.
No,
yeah, we're all the same. I have that problem as well. It's like because it's not mirrored. It kind of freaks me out. I don't know which. That's my right hand, and it's weird because
Yes. But
I don't know which.
I think it makes more sense to the viewer.
Yeah, well, absolutely, because otherwise everything would be back to front. If I was holding up that again, it would be it'd be all back
like on other platforms.
Yeah,
on other platforms.
Like on Instagram. That one.
Are we live on Twitter? We might be actually. Apparently, we shouldn't be on Twitter anymore. Apparently,
I don't know.
Leaving Twitter.
Elon's got Twitter.
Elon owns Twitter.
And I've never really used Twitter to be quite honest.
Yeah, it's never been. I find it.
I don't know that it's really I don't know that it's really a great. And it's not. I don't know that I've ever seen it for the South African music landscape. No. To some degree, like Twitter is good for like politics and like big entertainment companies for like news and that kind of thing. But I've never really seen it being worked well in the South African landscape.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I think it's almost like mini blogging on Twitter these days. It's like people doing sort of, although they're restricted to whatever it is, 280 characters, but people will just post 20 threads, 20 posts one after the other.
Exactly.
It's just like a mini blog site now. It's just kind of I wanted to write an essay, but I've put it in here in 20 paragraphs of 280 characters instead.
It's a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, it's all right. It can be, like you said, if there's sort of major sort of.
It's all got its space as well.
If you're interested in opinions, it's a good place to find out what people's opinions are.
Sure.
Yeah,
but if you don't want to hear people's opinions, stay off of Twitter because that's all it is basically. It's just people's opinions.
And all the social media platforms can either be really useful or really detrimental. It's really got to do with who has the platform and how many followers and what their influence is and how they,
Yeah, I think as well.
The internet.
I say this a lot to artists as well. Who's in control? Because if you feel like, the reason I say that is if you're utilizing it as a tool, it's probably good for you. But if you feel that you have to do something because it's there, then you're not winning. That's just a drain on your energy. It's like Instagram tells me I have to post on Instagram. So I keep posting on Instagram because otherwise I feel that I'm letting Instagram down somehow. That's not right. If you actually have a connection with an audience who's engaging with you there, great. But if it's just like I think I'm supposed to, you're just going to drain.
Yeah, because
it's
the life out of
I just can't get it right.
And it's really got to do with the purpose of creating content in the first place. Is not to build. Yeah. It doesn't matter if you've got let's say you buy yourself 1 million followers and you get 0 engagement from them. What's the point? You know, you'd rather have 100 like totally loyal followers who listen to the podcast every week or check it out, because those are the people that you're trying to communicate.
Think that way, Rossi. We know that.
No, we know that because they go and have a look at your Spotify or whatever,
or your social media following, and they decide, well, that's how popular you are. Like you say, I can also buy 1 million followers, and it means nothing.
Yep.
So it's got a lot to do, I think, with like the real engagement that you have with people, and we've done like the old school thing all the time, which is pick up the phone and send emails and print flyers and like. Yep. That kind of thing is a lot more personal, and back in the day, you were just talking about Depeche Mode. Any band pre like 2000 basically grew themselves without the use of the internet, so it can be done.
Yeah, by gigs.
And it's
gigs. They had a fan club, right? That's what you would call it. You would call it your fan club. You would join up to the mailing list, and you'd get information by being a member of the fan club or some version.
Yeah,
of it.
and that word of mouth. If you think about the 90s Seattle grunge scene, which I'm obviously massively influenced by, but a lot of those bands and a lot of that culture existed because they were actually so far outside of the touring schedule of the normal circuit. So a lot of bands wouldn't go up as far as Seattle and Washington and whatever, because it was just a real long trip to get up there from, like, let's say the West Coast, California and whatever. So you just wouldn't go. And touring, especially smaller bands, would go. We're not sure if the touring guy that we spoke to on the phone like a month ago has done the gig. We don't know if flyers are up. We're not going to drive to Seattle and check it out. So they sort of made their own scene, and that was without any use of the internet as we know it now. So I really think that it can be done.
Word of mouth, basically, wasn't it? It was kind of you've got to check out this band. Yeah.
To this day, word of mouth is way stronger. A friend telling me, hey, man, like I get spammed all the time by my mates sending me songs on my WhatsApp, and I still don't listen to it because I'm like, dude, like phone me and say, bro, you have to listen to this band. Then I'll probably, because now I'm just getting it.
Ross, you mean all those videos I've been sending you, just ignoring me?
No, except for you, Jules.
Or invite me around your house and play it to me. That used to be the other thing. Come round the house and I'll play you some records.
One person that does come visit you more than anybody else is Ross.
No.
I do. But normally I come with a favor. So it's always I've always got a shit.
When are we going to finish this EP, Ross? I'm still waiting.
I'm in. I told you I'm in, dude. I'm in December.
We did start recording an EP. So luckily enough, I've had the pleasure of working with Ross and his band. They came into studio to record some stuff, and we decided to hang out together afterwards for about an hour only, actually, and wrote 3 songs.
Quick, just jamming, recording everything.
Yeah,
that's how fast it can be. Fast or slow, it doesn't matter. Just get it on the go.
Exactly.
Just start doing something.
Yeah.
But Rossi, let's chat. Chapter 2. This has been a while coming. I know you've really put some love and effort into this. Tell us a little bit about Chapter 2, the brand new EP that was released this last Friday. Tell us a bit about it.
Chapter 2 is an interesting one in my career, because I actually started the process right after Rest and Resurrection, so that was still kind of fresh. That's
a year ago now, isn't it?
Yeah, the first 2 songs for Rest and Resurrection were released at the end of last year, and then the full EP came out in January of this year. But we already had almost finished Chapter 2 in December, just about. And then we did 2 extra songs. We did Fire Away and Love and Time in June, July. And so it, once again, it is a kind of, it's got a lot to do with development for me. I suppose that's why I like to get into the studio as soon as I can, because once you've gone through that process and you've made an album, you've made an EP, and you've cut the record and let it go, you kind of have that knowledge and experience, and So you start the process again and you do it better, and that's at least for me, that's how I feel like I keep working at that craft, and making better art, and a lot of it's got to do with the studio is, for me, the studio has been the place where that thing is captured, obviously, but I mean in a kind of spiritual sense, philosophical sense. You go there and you wanna have the technical things right so that you capture like the right vibe. But the art and the growth, that's something that happens day to day, in between rehearsals and gigs and all the things in life that influence the way that the songs are going to sound. And where
such an important point that you're making there about actually working in a studio and recording stuff is that it's not, it obviously is a practical exercise, but that's, you won't get anything by treating it as a practical exercise. It needs to be treated as an artistic endeavor.
It is, absolutely.
If you don't do that, if you treat it as just
like that.
Yeah, I've just got, well, even if it's just, I'm just going to go in and play it and record it, and technically I've got everything right, then you're missing out on like, if you go with that intent to technically get it correct, you're going to miss out on the artistic intent, the passion, the whatever it is that's going to capture the emotional resonance, whatever it is. You're potentially going to miss out on that. Unless you remember that recording process is not just a technical process, it's a creative process as well.
Absolutely.
So I think where I try to find that balance is, I take the approach that once I've recorded something and release it, you have to let go of that thing. That song it belongs to you in the sense that it's your IP, but it's not yours anymore in the sense that you have to allow it to be interpreted by people. People are going to listen to it. Some people are going to love it. Some people are going to hate it. Whatever, that's not up to you. But it is up to you to be able to go into the studio and give it, the care that it needs, so that the presentation is as cool as possible, And that's something that I'm finding with this EP, particularly rewarding, is the response. Excuse me, the response that I'm getting from this EP in terms of the production and the presentation. All the people that are doing reviews and a bit of a critique are giving me the same feedback, which is it's cut back, it's to the point, it's clear. The EP is literally vocals, guitar, bass, and drums. That's it. There's no synths, there's no keys, although we have done that in parts in the previous one, but chapter 2 has got none of that. It's guitars, vocals, bass, drums. That's it, And
a rock and roll record, guys.
Yeah, man, and I've had it up to here with dealing with producers and these guys who all think they fucking know everything about the studio and how your music's supposed to sound. I'm like, dude, that's not my vision. That's not what I want to do. I know what I want it to sound.
I'm just going to say, as a producer, I do know exactly how it's supposed to sound, and I knew I know everything about how your music's supposed to sound.
There's a difference between having the conversation to assist an artist. Perhaps if an artist is, it's our duty as people in the art community to communicate with one another on an open level. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey man, I think that perhaps this part, but like when I go into a studio and you want to like impose your will on the music, then now you're stepping over a certain line.
I think there's nothing worse. I've had this said to me. Not hopefully I've never been accused of it myself, but I've had this said when artists have said, worked with a producer, and whilst they did a great job, they felt that they'd lost ownership of the material. Like it's not mine anymore. So it's been brilliantly produced, but it's not mine.
Yeah,
and that's a shame. I think it's that's when that, like you said, that communication hasn't really worked. Then if that happens.
Yeah, so I think that's what I love about chapter 2 so much, is it's not perfect, but I feel like it's the closest thing that I've gotten to be able to translate what was in my mind onto tape, so to speak, or record that thing and release it. So now if I had to redo all those songs, sure, there would be development already in the way that I might approach certain tones and maybe some of the vocal lines from perform. That's the thing. Also performing it live, I find that the material changes naturally because of the way the band plays it. The band develops. You develop as a musician. So, I think I get away with that a little bit as well because it's like a blues rock kind of grunge rock band. So we do get away with Murder live.
Yeah.
Like half the time.
We did nail it this weekend. Let's be honest. Come on.
Yeah, and like the band always like has this joke because I'll do the set list with them for like 3 weeks for a show or longer, and then on the day I say no, we're not doing those ones. We'll just do these new ones. I'll shout the chords. They're like, Jesus, dude, can you just give us? But it's because it feels like at the time I trust these dudes.
Yeah.
I work with really talented musicians who I know are 100% capable of handling that.
Yeah.
And
but that's got
the live environment and live and studio is a different ball game,
Yeah.
I don't know that the audience is necessarily there. I suppose some people want to hear it being performed as close to the record as possible, and that's cool. But that's not really the approach that I take to live.
Sort of get that as an experience. Like there's a band called the Analogues who do versions of Beatles songs, and their whole premise is we're going to recreate as it was on the records. We're not trying to do bootleg Beatles type live experience. This is our whole performance has nothing to do really with who we are as the band on stage. It's about recreating the sonic experience of the album, but live. So there's that. And therefore, if you go to see them every time you see them, you're going to get the same experience. But I think with a live band like yourself, it's like, well, what's the point in going to see you live if you're going to get exactly the same thing every time? Because you want that experience to be different. You want to get that vibe. You say, I was at that gig. It was fantastic. But you should have been at this other one because, my God, that was incredible. And they did this thing that they haven't done at the other one. And this whole thing happened. You can't get that unless you're prepared to kind of go with the flow a little bit.
I think what's interesting, there's two sides to that. The first thing is, if your band, if the premise that it presents itself on is performing music from the Beatles or a cover artist or whatever as close to the original as possible, that in itself is a very difficult task.
Yeah.
So that comes with its own expertise.
Absolutely.
Where I think
nothing about the artistic what they're doing is brilliant. It's fantastic. I was just comparing it with the alternative. That was
So to add on to that thought, another way to see it is being able to understand how you're presenting yourself and where. So for example, if we find ourselves on a massive tour, let's say Gary Clark Jr. phones me tomorrow, that would be fucking amazing. Let's say Gary Clark phones me and says, hey, pal, do you want to go on tour? Then I might decide, okay, we're going to be playing all over the world to a massively different audience every night. So maybe it's time to perfect a set list and do it like that and just make sure that you get it as tight as possible.
Sure.
We're playing in the South African circuit, playing at a lot of clubs and a lot of venues. You do have return fans and you do have audiences that you want to make sure that you give them a different kind of experience every time,
Yeah.
And we go from playing like a tiny club, like Smoking Kills, where like 60 people in there is like crammed, to a big festival. And as a band, I think you also have to be able to adapt, to play to the room, to play to the energy that's in the building.
You've got to adapt to the environment, haven't you? Like you said, if you're doing a stadium tour, you've got enormous rigs, you've got video screens, you've got lighting cues, you've got all sorts of stuff. You go too much far off piece.
I've got to interrupt. Can I interrupt?
Yeah.
Can I interrupt quickly? Happening right now on YouTube. Please go right now. It's happening on YouTube. No, after the show you can go because we're going to be premiering this just now anyway. This is the brand new Cooligans, which is live right now on YouTube. So we're going to come back to this, guys, later. This is debuting right now on YouTube, and we're going to be chatting to the guys just now and showing the whole video here on New Music Mondays. But I'm just showing you it's live. It's the Cooligans. They're waiting backstage. Look, you can see them. Look, wave, guys. Hey, they're the Cooligans. They'll be joining us just now. But yeah, I just had to show you a quick piece of that. And Ross actually played with the guys on this weekend on the same stage. But it is there happening. So yeah, I just had to quickly get into that because it's literally going down right now. So I'm excited. Awesome. What can I say?
That's the point of doing these things, is being excited about music.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and we were talking about live as well, right? It's kind of there you go. There's a good example of that's happening.
It's happening.
So that's happening.
Supposed to be happening here first on this show, but now it's happening across the world. So we'll play on the show.
We could have switched. But that's isn't it? You kind of.
But
that's part of that.
Hours, guys.
How do you? But that is part of that sort of like that live. If this is live, if it's not live, that can't happen, right? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
If it's live, you kind of go, well, what are we going to do? We go on the fly. We do these things, and that how does that create a better? Sometimes it's a bit of a kind of oh shit experience. Sometimes it's a bit of a that was amazing experience. That's all part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's that type. I think that's in terms of the live environment. I think that's why Jimmy Page is one of my favorite guitar players, because Zeppelin was always kind of on this tightrope, and I think that's what makes it exciting. Yeah. And I think that's what is missing to a large degree in a lot of live music. There's been this debate going on with some like rock band recently who had to cancel a show. I forget the band's name now. And because they lost some laptops and they couldn't run their backtracks, right? Oh, yeah. Now, the backtrack thing I'm in and out about, because with Fear of Falling, we use tracks for synth instruments and keys and things like that with instrumentation that we don't have members to perform on stage. Otherwise, we'd need like 20 people on stage, to do it. So I understand it.
But you can also do it without it.
Yeah, to a degree. Like I'm neither here nor there.
It's that artistic presentation again, isn't it? You kind of we could do it without it, but is that the show that we wanted to do? And I think sometimes we make an artistic decision about that.
Absolutely. Where again, I think that's why I love the blues band or the blues rock grunge band or whatever the thing is got going on with a power trio, because you can walk on that tightrope. And we do fall off sometimes, admittedly, there's like some mistakes, and then we brush it off
it's real.
Okay, it happened, it's finished now.
Absolutely.
And on the other side of the coin, sometimes things go like really, really well, and you go like, wow, guys, we were really in the pocket tonight, that we're just winging it, and it was fire,
Yeah.
And that's a different thing, that's a whole different thing.
It is. Let's chat the new music video, Black Sun Blues. Tell us a little bit about it before we play it.
Well, Jules, you kind of influenced us on the Black Sun Blues.
Did I? What did I do?
Yeah, because Jules said, hey, man, do you want money to make a music video?
What band's going to say no to money to make a music video? Yeah. And actually, a big shout out to Tony and MTN.
The only other answer would be, do we have to spend all of the money on the music video? That's the only other answer.
Yeah, big shout out to MTN and Tony on that one, who supported us in this. It was on what was the show called again? I've gone blank now. What's it called again?
The MTN...
My video. That's it.
Oh, yes, my video.
So they sponsored, I think we had about 6 or 7 bands that they sponsored, and helped everybody to make music videos. And that was this was part of that process. So, but I mean, just tell us about the video anyway. I mean, it was recorded live in studio.
So obviously it came with a few challenges in itself. First of all was conceptualizing and getting everything, where you're going to have a certain storyline. Like there were a lot of kind of criteria to fill. And I thought...
Let's go back. The first EP had storyline, had a massive storyline in terms
of
the videos. The videos
were actually basically one. Rest and Resurrection were essentially the same video.
Remember that, Martin.
So Resurrection being part 1 and Bleeding into Rest being part 2. And they had a really cool synergy. So what we did with Black Sun Blues is we try to capture, in an artistic fashion, I suppose, we try to capture the essence of that process, being in the studio, and not so much the writing process, but more of the studio environment. And I definitely think it has more of a personal touch. And I love the way Russell McCalligan films. He did all 3 of these videos. His film production company is called Not Russell Crowe. And his work is great. It was him and like a crew member, and he's just got a great eye for it, and I think he's got a great feel for the music. So it came out amazingly. I was super happy with it, and it's a tricky thing with a music video, because do you go like balls to the wall and do a whole story in a video? And I think sometimes that can come across a bit cheesy, where I tend to try to just do the honest approach, like. A quote that I love is simplicity is the hallmark of elegance. I love that, and I try to do everything in that kind of sense, like just strip it back you know, if the core of what you're doing is good, then it's just about laying that down, you know, and it will translate, as opposed to trying to, you know, shine everything up with trills and frills, and eventually, like, it kind of loses, you know, that honest core that it, you know, you're trying to get across. So I was super happy with the way the music video came out.
Should we check it out?
Yeah,
let's do it. Here we go. Ross Harding, tell us what you think. Black Sun Blues.
Legend, dude.
Ross Harding, dude.
Legend.
Love it. Legend,
That was
dude.
swift, bro.
Swift, bruh. What's say? Love it, brother. As always.
Yeah, and old Russell Crowe there at the end.
Absolutely loved it. Well done.
I'm going to call
Thank
it.
you.
I want to call it grunty.
Thank you,
Go
guys.
in stereo. Absolutely love it. Brilliant, brilliant. Brand new single from Ross Harding. Black Sun Blues off the EP, The Chapter 2. Please get it, ladies and gentlemen. You want this album. Go and download it. You can go to Linktree/Ross Harding and you'll be able to get all the links.
There's a
the
3-word
album
review
right
for you. That's not a bad 3-word
rock
review.
brilliance. Oh, no, I'm not going to disagree. Pure rock brilliance by one of the finest musicians in this country and a very close friend of Discover TV. Love it, Ross. Well done. Thank you, brother,
Thank you
as
so much.
always.
Thank you.
You can come play for us any time of the day.
I love it, man.
Anytime,
Love it.
day or night.
Any time of the day or night. Rossi, we got to move on. We got the Cooligans waiting backstage.
Awesome. Gentlemen, thank you so
for having
much.
us, man.
Always a pleasure, my
Thank
friend.
you for having me.
Come back
Much
and see
love
us
to you
again.
guys. Yeah, we'll do. I'm gonna have to get cracking on some new stuff so that I can do New Music Mondays again.
Oh, yeah, let's do it. Let's go.
Or just
Come on,
hang
Rossi,
out.
waiting.
Just come by and hang out. Why not?
Yeah.
Just come by, hang out in the studio anyway. Come co-host with me again. Rossi, absolute pleasure having you on the show once again. Thanks so much, my brother.
Thank you, guys.
We will chat later. Bye.
Ciao.
There we go. All around general nice guy. Love Ross Harding. And go check that EP out. Chapter 2 out now on all platforms featuring the brand new single Black Sun Blues. And as you saw, the brand new music video there, which was actually part of our My Video campaign that we did about a year ago with MTN, where we helped artists fund music videos. I wish they'd do that again. Come on, MTN. Let's do it again. Let's help South African music. But where I'm even more excited. You know why I'm excited?
Yeah, man.
You know why I'm excited? These are
We're-
my children. This is my family.
Okay.
These are my family. They're all my family. Ross is all my family. Everybody's my family. I love
Everyone
them all.
my family.
I love them all. Ladies and gentlemen,
And
we
rightly
present
so.
to you the Cooligans.
Hello.
Hey, you playing the YouTube there?
Hello. Me.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, we heard YouTube.
Hello.
Hello.
The Cooligans.
Look,
Am I excited? Am I excited or what?
properly, patiently waiting as well. Thank you for holding on for us, guys, backstage.
Guys, this is my favorite band, everybody. My favorite band in the world. I love these guys. I absolutely love these guys. I've got to say, from the first day I ever heard this band, I was like, yes, please. I want to work with these people.
Amazing.
Yes.
And here we
please.
are. And we're doing it.
Yes.
We're doing it.
Fantastic.
I'm so excited. And this is the week. This is the week, ladies.
This is the week. This is a couple of days, couple of hours to go.
Yep. Tonight we debuted the brand new music video for TinkO Something, which we're going to show you the whole video now shortly.
Ooh,
And
yeah, baby.
brand new EP coming this Friday,
Oh,
11th of the 11th.
First time.
The Death of a Genre. We're going to have
Yeah.
CDs.
There's a title I wish I'd come up with. Fantastic. That is great.
It is out this week, ladies.
I mean, how good? Like two great things there. What a release day! First of all, 11/11. That's good. That's going to work. That's very cool.
Right?
And Death of
Check
a
the
Genre.
poster.
Whoa!
Check
hello.
that album cover.
Oh, and I mean, how many more things can be good about this? Look at that imagery. That's fantastic.
Yep.
Love it.
So excited. So excited. Yay.
I mean, just
Right,
believe,
ladies and
really.
gentlemen, without further ado, let's just do this and we'll come back and chat to the guys straight afterwards. This is the Cooligans. TinkO Something. Tell us what you think about it, because it's my favorite video of the year. We had such fun making this. Here you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Let us know what you think.
Asibonge impilo mfethu silulele izimpi zasebusuku libhare nalinyuka mfethu Sithembe asibonge impilo mfethu silwele lezimpi zasebusuku libhari nalenyuko mfethu Sithembe Parina le nyugu mfethu Sithembe asibonge impilo mfethu Sithule lezi mpiza sebusuku liparina le nyugu mfethu Sithembe asibonge impilo mfethu Parina le nyugu mfethu Sithembe asibonge impilo mfethu Sithule lezimpi zasebusuku liparina le nyugu mfethu Sithembe if you TinkO Something and believe it you got the power if you TinkO Something and believe it you got the power if you TinkO Something believe it. You got the power. If you TinkO Something and believe it. You got the power. Sholoza ungasai Shona kona ungasai If you think about it, if you think about it, if you TinkO Something and believe it, you got the power. If you TinkO Something and believe it, you got the power. If you TinkO Something and believe it, you got the power. If you TinkO Something and believe it, you've got the power. Asibonge impilo mfethu Sithule lezimpi zasebusuku liparina le nyugu mfethu Sithembe asibonge impilo mfethu Sithule lezimpi zasebusuku liparina le nyugu mfethu Sithembe Sithembe Parina le nyugu
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta love it. It's the Cooligans.
Hey.
I gotta play it again.
100%. 100%.
It was cool watching that video.
What a splendid collaboration.
Yeah.
Well done, everybody. I want to say, well done, everybody.
Yeah.
Well, great stuff.
Well done. Well done.
I want to know what that instrument was at the end there. It sounded like it's sort of saxophony, but also sounded like it was a tiny saxophone. But it was just great.
Got such a tenor saxophone.
Tenor saxophone.
With effects when they mixed it.
Yeah. That's a great. It's sort of heading towards kazoo, but I thought it's not kazoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting
Yeah,
that way.
That feels it. Yeah.
There's some great instrumentation in that. So much great stuff. Lovely stuff. Like huge sonic landscape in that. Just great. All sorts of little rhythmic elements coming on.
Wait till you hear the EP on Friday, and you have to listen to it from start to finish.
Can I not hear it now? Can't I hear it now?
It's a proper sonic. Exactly what
2
you're
more
saying.
hours, don't
Landscape.
worry.
It's just like it just takes you on a journey. The album, and it's just man, I can't wait for these guys to be bringing us more new music because as I said,
there's always new music.
We're having a lot of fun.
Always
We're having a lot of fun.
There's
And
lots
that's
and
the most
lots of
important
new
thing.
music. Pardon?
Yep. I think that's the important thing. You guys are having fun and just making
Oh, yes,
incredible
yes,
music.
yes.
Yeah.
I think all the work in terms of developing sound that we're comfortable with has kind of been done. So now it's like coasting and presenting,
Yeah.
So
I'm pushing the guys as well for festivals in the new year. Sending the album as soon as we released.
So where is this in the for anyone who's not sort of familiar with the band? Where is this in the Cooligans universe? Is this your debut? Is this latest? Where are we at with you guys in your sort of journey?
So last year we released a single, which was our entry level into the world, and then this is our debut. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, because we divided the project into 2 parts. So there's part 1, and then there'll be part 2, which when put together is like a whole album that stitches it in together, but just separated into 2 parts.
Nice.
I want to make I want to make another music video already.
Just come round one. So this so the EP. So this is sort of EP coming out this weekend. Sort of part 1, and then there's a bit of part 2 to follow, and then but they're not separate. They're separate, but they'll form a whole.
Yes, exactly. Cool. This is exactly like how our music is. There,
continuity. I think.
Yeah, it's continuity, but you can't really place all the parts as separate or all the sounds as separate. They're all together, but they also work individually as themselves. So yeah.
Well, that sounds like a superb analogy for just generally getting on in life. That's brilliant. Love it.
Hey man, that's a genre anyway.
No, man, but it's such fun, and it's such fun working with these guys as well. And some exciting stuff coming up for the future as well. I'm looking forward to that. And
well, you've got some stars of the future clearly in both in the video and on the track as well. There's some
some young little ladies,
youth voices coming through there as well.
Who is not shy of the camera.
Oh no. And she's very cinematic at home as well. So I mean,
already working on the next generation. I love it.
Exactly. They must know that this is how it's done. Kind of putting them, grooming them so that they're in one step further from where we were, I guess.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Knowing how everything works. But and also just the song is about just being able to believe in what you're thinking and your ideas, and just sticking to them, like just pushing through, because that's the one thing that kind of puts us as artists. Or we end up going to find normal 9-to-5 jobs because we don't think it'll work. Never heard anything like it. Maybe all that self-doubt. But if you just keep on, man,
gotta keep on. I was listening to an interview with, do you know a guy called Graham Norton? He's a big sort of interviewing chat show host here in the UK. I heard him being interviewed the other day, and he said that because he had a career as an actor and stuff, he said the thing about pursuing any artistic endeavor or any career is you can't really have a plan B. He said you kind of got to go, nope, this is what I do, because that's the way, that's the route to success, is to keep at it, basically.
Sure. So you gotta go in with that attitude, and just be brave, just brave it out, because you need to brave it out. Because there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna be telling you a lot of things, but I mean, You know, you just gotta be like, nah, I think I'm just gonna do that. You
Block
know,
the noise and continue.
sure.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, actually, you can't have a plan B. Yo, that's interesting.
No, man. Don't have a plan B. Let's have fun. We'll make this work.
No escape plan. Going.
No escape plan.
But yeah,
That's right.
really,
If
really,
if you've got a
excited.
fallback, you ain't going to work at it. That's the problem. Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, we're super excited. It's interesting it's interesting when you look at everybody's faces after you presented all this music that you worked on for so long. People are just like, gee whiz, what the hell is that? Like, there you go. We can't explain it either. But yeah, we've been getting a lot of love. It's been really great so far.
And rightly so. Fantastic stuff.
And I think if like this is a little bit of what is to come, it's gonna be insane.
It is. We've got a great YouTube campaign starting tomorrow with the videos, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that does. That'll be kicking in. We've got a bit of an ad campaign rolling out for the music video from tomorrow, so hopefully that'll also help just to spread the love around the world. And very, very excited as to see where this goes. And I'm having a lot of fun working with these guys, and we're very proud to have them as part of the Discover Me family. We're building our little families. Mkita's music video. We've got the Cooligans. We've got Bukang's music video coming out next week. We've got King of the Broken, my son Dylan. So, we're getting a little family going together here.
And that's just in South Africa.
Nice.
UK's got to catch up.
Yeah, come, Martin. We need some UK artists to join the Discover Me family. Well, make it happen, Martin.
Let's make it happen. That sounds like a 2023 commitment to me.
Yeah, man. And then we can also start collaborating with our artists here and in the UK, and eventually, and I will get this right, I'm still determined to do it, is a Discover TV tour. So we bring 3 artists from the UK to South Africa. We take 3 artists from South Africa to the UK.
And then we put 6 artists halfway.
Yeah.
What's halfway?
Oh,
that's
in
Ghana.
Cool.
We'll stop in Accra and we'll just do like a little bit of a Discover TV tour.
Artist exchange, a music exchange.
Yeah. Got to do it, guys. Got to do it. I'm like pumped up for that. We have to make it happen.
Cool.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much. So excited. Please remind people how they can find out more about the Cooligans.
On social platforms. Well, we're not on Twitter really. Well, we are, but like, how do you even work Twitter anyway?
We had this discussion.
That's what we keep saying. Go where you want to. Well, this is the invitation for you to tell people where you want them to go, not where you think you should be or where they think you should be. This is where are you hanging out? We are on Facebook as the Cooligans, and we're on Instagram as well as the Cooligans. We don't really cross post all the time, meaning that you might find some surprises on Facebook that are not on Instagram. So you gotta check both. See. Good. So I like that a lot. Yeah. Go follow Facebook and Instagram. Find the Cooligans on Facebook. And the Cooligans.
The link to the EP as well, and then we'll also post the link to Ross's EP, because both these great EPs are out like this week, or in the process of 7 days, which is great. So I'm very excited about that. That's a win. And they played literally one after the other on Saturday. Oh, yeah, last week. Like of course. Yeah. Did the show as well. So it's like fantastic. We're keeping everything in the family. Brilliant. So, guys, please go and check it all out and support the South African music where you can, because that's what it's all about. Love it. That's tremendous, guys. Well done. Congratulations. Sounds fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for having us. Good luck with the rest of with the video campaign this week and the release of the EP on Friday. Wish you loads of luck and loads of success, and keep making music. Come back and see us again. Definitely, without a fail. Thanks, guys. You. Thanks for joining us. Bye. Chat later. Bye. As we said, you can get both those EPs out now. So there's the link to the Ross Harding. So it's linktr.ee/Ross Harding. And if you want to get the Cooligans, it's electromodeza.lnk.to/death of the genre _part1AR. And that's it. Both go if you're not watching this, if you're on the YouTube link of this, or find the YouTube link, the link will be there. Obviously, you can click on it for both albums, so you can go and check them both out. But out now. I'm so excited about that video. I had such fun. I've got to tell you, it was one of the most. It's the most fun I've had
the
making a music
the
video.
fun definitely comes across, my friends. Good
Yeah,
job
and
there.
editing that, because I edited it as well, and I had such a joy editing that video. It was like, oh, it was such fun, man, and the little pieces coming in and out. It worked so well, and it's kind of like you'll see. I have an alter ego when it comes to music videos. I don't tag myself as Julian von Plater. Don't know if you noticed that at the beginning.
I did not notice that at the beginning, though. I saw it was a Discover TV production. I did not notice Juju.
Modern this is directed by Juju and T-Man, who's Tabo. So yeah.
Excellent.
And that's it, Martin.
It's good to have an alter ego.
Yeah, we're done. But yeah, man, Discover Me is happening. We've got some incredible young artists that we've signed up to our little label.
Yeah.
It's not a label; it's a marketing agency, for want of a better word. We just help artists where we can, and I want to definitely start looking at getting more stuff coming out of the UK as well, because we have distribution, by the way, Martin. So we offer that as well to the artists.
I'm actually connecting with an artist tomorrow, which is basically the beginning of that conversation as well. So we'll connect and catch up.
So the guys from Electromode is globally, so we are able to distribute global. We've got PR teams in the UK as well around the world that help us to push it onto Spotify playlists, etc. Part of the Discover Me offering that we have, and I'm busy.
2023, baby, we take over the world.
I've already been sent some new artists to have a listen to, and I haven't even had time yet. But I plan on this December spending some time, and obviously to hopefully finish the EP that I started with Ross, because I think this could be a lot of fun as well. So it's exciting times, and somewhere in between that I need to sleep. I don't know when that time is, but apparently I do need to sleep somewhere in between all of that.
Hey, are we going to have to schedule against the World Cup? Is what's going to happen? What are we going to do?
Oh, that's a good question. I might have to take a break for the World Cup.
A little off season.
A little off season during the World Cup, because it's going to be chaos.
I know.
And we've also got a lot of stuff happening during the World Cup as well. But we'll let you guys know. And kind of like the record industry does start to die down now in terms of releases, because everybody obviously now just focuses on touring and everything like that.
Any minute now, you're going to have Mariah Carey at the top of the charts again.
Exactly. That is what it is. It is what it is. Anyway. Okay, mate. Well, that's a good one. Thank you, everybody.
All the best,
this is
guys.
New Music Mondays. Are we going to try a bit earlier next week? See if we can do it.
Yeah, man. No, why not? Let's connect a little bit earlier.
Yeah,
it gets silly late in South Africa, doesn't it?
We've got lined up for next week. I know that we have. Devo's obviously being very, no doubt about it, making sure that we are taken care of. Next week we've got Neil Breitenbach with the new track from what they called again. Where is it? He sent me notes. So, we'll check that out. Next week coming up. And then the following week, we've got Flashback Fridays and Mark Hayes after that. That might be wrapping it all up after that. Wow. So, we'll let you know. We'll keep you all updated.
And UK artists, again, an invitation to you. Get in touch with me if you want to appear on the show, if you've got new music coming out. If you've been on the show before, it doesn't matter. If you want to be on the show again, that's cool. If you've got anything you want to tell us about, promote, get on the show, tell us about your new video, new track, new show, whatever it might be.
There's no.
Drop us a line.
Okay, mate. We'll chat later.
Okie doke.
See you
Bye,
next
everyone.
week.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye. Where's my New Music Monday ending? There we go. Twing. There's no sound.